my channel, Hannah Fleming-Hill, talking faith, life and learning for a millennial Christian in the 21st century. So the last video I did on this sharing my favourite worship songs seemed to do reasonably well for the tiny channel that this is, and so I thought I would do another one. Maybe I'll try and do them monthly, but you know, let's not try to do too much at the moment. So I am talking about my favourite worship / Christian CCM, contemporary Christian music, faith focused music that I'm particularly loving at the moment. Now, to be honest, because I haven't done another video since the last one, June, July time, and these songs that I'm sharing today are not new to just February. They've been in my kind of favourites playlist for a while, or my kind of faith-based playlist for a while, and so they're not sort of new discoveries, but they're ones that I'm particularly loving at the moment, and I thought actually for ones that I really feel connected to over kind of January, February, it's been these songs. Now again, because of copyright and everything else within YouTube, I can't play the songs, but I will include my Spotify playlist that I will update every time I've done a new favourites list. But if in the link below, in the description box below, there will be the link to this playlist with my 5 favourite songs. So song number 1 is Miracle by Torrin Wells. Honestly, absolutely love the whole album. It just so exuberating is probably the wrong word, but just so energetic and you know, actually musically very good. I don't want to say it's like a pop album, but anyway, it's just really good, and there are several songs, and I was like, do I just make this a whole just talk about this album? But I thought, no, I'll pick one song from it, and I have to say it's Miracle at the moment because it just makes me want to dance and, you know, have a little boogie as it's playing. There is a kind of Michael Jackson vibe, very can't think of the word, but you know, it just it's got a good beat, but it's just, yeah, just very lively, and I have to be careful when I'm running and listening to this song, because I do just want to kind of like you know, start doing this, which I mean I do sometimes, and I don't really care what people say, but it's just, yeah, I just absolutely love this song. I know, but musically it's really good, but I find that sometimes you actually have to sit and look at the lyrics rather than just listen, because you can't always just catch everything that's said. And I think actually once I did a bit of research into, actually with a lot of the songs I've picked, as I was doing research into them, I was like, oh, that's really interesting, that's a really nice phrase. But one of the lines is, I don't need no one to agree with it, there's just too much proof in my life. And it, like, I mean, that's a good line anyway, because it takes you into the chorus, but it's kind of echoing a lot of feelings at the moment that for me, of that I don't need other people's approval in my life, I don't need anyone to agree with things that I agree with, especially thinking about my future and things that I want to push towards, and as well of thinking, you know, I don't need anyone to agree with whether they believe God is alive and involved in my life, because I know he is, because there is proof and there's evidence, or there's not even, you know, there's just too much proof to deny that he's not. So yeah, I do really like when that line comes on, I'm like, yeah, power line. So yes, absolutely love there's just so many lines in it that's really good, but definitely a good one if you want a little bit of a kind of uplifting and energetic filled worship song. It's very good. Love it. Song number 2 is Holy Water by We the Kingdom. Now, I think this one, I can't remember where I actually found this, whether I think it was just sort of a one that I heard it on Spotify and thought, actually, I like the sound of that, let's put it in the playlist. And again, as I listened to it more, it grew, not that I didn't like it, but the deepness of it grew the more I listened to it. And the start of the song, it's kind of reminds me of kind of country American, and I don't know, it just makes me want to ride a horse and slowly kind of down a desert road, because they do say in a minute walking down these desert roads, but it's sort of just one of them kind of like slow, steady, pounding heartbeat songs is kind of the way that I sort of best me to think about it, of like, just really gets you as it's going. That doesn't make sense quite, but it's the first few lines that really get me as well, and that really bring me into a place of reflection and focus towards God. As I say, it starts by going, God, I'm on my knees again. God, I'm begging, please again. I need you. Oh, I need you. Walking down these desert roads, water for my thirsty soul. I need you. Oh, I need you. And a bit like this last song where it was in the last video of saying, just give me Jesus. It really, again, it just gets you in the heart of, yeah, I need you. Really, God, I do need you. And like we, crave water because we've got a dry throat, or, we're just feeling very, very dehydrated, that there are times where you just feel dehydrated from God, and that you just need his water and just his being to hydrate you again. That doesn't sound quite as good like that, but does that make sense? But it's just a good good steady song. So yeah, I do love that one as well. So sorry for the change of location. It was cloudy when I started filming, and then as it was going on, the sun was coming down and it was all a bit too bright for me to see. So I've moved into the lounge, and there's a noisy dog walking around, just if you can hear any grunts in the background. So song number 3 is Pioneers by For King and Country. Now, I thought this was one thing, and then turns out when I was doing the research for the lyrics, it meant something completely different. So it's made me laugh a little bit looking into this song, but I still really love it. And actually, I think there's sort of a more added bonus meaning to the song now. So initially, I really liked it because it was called Pioneers, and I kind of felt a kind of link to the whole, not alternative mission, but sort of as a digital missioner, I find that people often don't know what that means, or there's still a kind of bit of confusion as to what that entails. And so anytime there's something sort of about pioneering or innovation, kind of that sort of thing, I really like that language. So to hear a song about pioneers and they sing let's be pioneers, I think, yes, that's what I should be doing, that's what I need to be doing. So really liked it because of that, and the chorus, well, there's a whole song, it's just for bien. I just really liked it, sort of not simply because of that line, but that one line kind of just felt right for me. And then it turns out, as I was looking into it, that it's about marriage and the sort of high number of divorce and kind of separation that often goes on, and how within this song they're trying to kind of champion and push couples to, really try and make it work. And it's just got really lovely lines like, let's forgive and let's forgive again. I'm reaching out to my sweetest friend. Can we start again? And I think there's kind of a lot of things that kind of ended up hitting home as I was reading through the lyric. Now, our wedding song's actually We Are Gonna Be Friends by the White Stripes. So to have lines like reaching out to my sweetest friend, there's sort of lots of echoes like that for me. So it's really, actually it's been really moving. I'm only a couple of years into my marriage, but actually early on into it, we had a bit of a bumpy patch because of my kind of depression and mental ill health, and that caused kind of some issues for us as a couple. We are in a much better space now, and all is good, and at the end of the day, he's been my friend, my best friend, and my love throughout it all. So you know, we have to go through this journey on our own together, but you know, it's the two of you going you know, on this together. There's no other person involved in your marriage. So yes, yeah, sometimes it does, I've written, sometimes it does feel like we're on our own adventure, and that's what it is. But again, the kind of ideas of pioneers going off and having that adventure together, but it feels kind of sturdy in it. And what's really nice is that the For King and Country, they had both of their wives singing in with it as well, so which I thought was like a really nice way to kind of encompass the meaning behind the song in with it. So song number 4 is Over and Over by Influence Music and Matt Gilman. Now I don't know if it's just me or you know, does anyone else do this, but I find sometimes with some songs I imagine where I'd be if this was a music video, or you know, if this was playing in the movie of my life where something was happening. A bit like Holy Water, you know, I'm riding a horse in the middle of the desert or something. This and I think actually it's as well, it's either the first few lines or sort of certain words that pop out, and you end up kind of just having this picture. It starts with every sun rising and in each starry night. So I imagine it's kind of like this massive expanse of space with lots of stars everywhere, and it just being kind of wondrously, miraculously awesome, being in this space, and you know, that's our God. And yes, it just sort of that's kind of my picture as I listen to this song. And it's one of those kind of reminder songs that we have got to sing God's glory over and over again, and we've just got to worship him. You know, it's not a kind of like, I've done it once and that's it and I don't need to do it again. We've got to constantly go back to it. And to be honest, I could easily just read all the verses from all of the songs. It starts with every sun rising and each starry night, a glimpse of your mystery hidden in sight. Who could deny you when you've made it plain? The heavens declare your works in endless refrain. We lift up our hands and we sing with the stars. We testify, oh, how great you are. It's just like, yeah, you know, I think at the moment, I don't know why, because it doesn't really have anything to do with the sky, but there's been lots of, you know, over the last kind of year, there's been lots of clear nights, and maybe I think it's just giving me, lockdown's just giving me more time to reflect. I've been looking up at the stars a lot when I take the dog out at night time, and you know, despite living in a city, if you've got a clear night and you know, right conditions, actually you can see so many stars, and you just think, like, I don't know, I don't even know what I think, like, other than wow. And you know, that is proof. Like, how anyone can deny that there's a God when there are stars and the sun, and you know, I don't know, we don't need to go into some scientific debate, but I just think that stars are so beautiful, and they are so kind of far away yet massive, and you know, powerful, but we just see them as these kind of tiny little dots, and you know, they just make it all beautiful. Anyway, that's not the point of the song, but it's just sort of that has been a reminder for me when I go out and I just look up and you're just like, yep, you are a good, awesome, amazing, powerful, beautiful God. And yeah, it's sort of a constant reminder, and it just gives me kind of that recentering point of being able to, you know, focus on what really matters. So very much kind of yeah, and it's one of the over and over, the song is just one of them ones where it's just got to I know I just feel like I have to play it over and over, of just going, you know, yep, that's all I can do sometimes, is just worship you and just say thank you. And the final song, and sort of bookending it with another lively upbeat dancing song, is Masterpiece by Tori Kelly. It is just one of those songs that I just want to dance, and that puts me in a good mood, but also the words just make me feel better about myself, and it's just so encouraging. So it kind of, once it actually gets into it, because there's a bit of a kind of beginning bit. So it starts with, when you look at me, do you see a work of art in the making, a sketch of what I've been, wonder what you see in me? And then a couple of other lines, and then the verse ends with, you know how to make all things work together, crazy how mistakes can be miracles in disguise. And it's just like, yeah, you know, he is the creator, and you know, there's nothing God doesn't know. So to have you know, trust in him that actually we do go through issues and troubles and things and challenges, but actually it could be a miracle in disguise and you just don't know. Personally, I have big issues, to be honest. I know I will admit they're probably quite a big issue with comparison, both online and looking at other people, various different things. I just never think I'm good enough, and you get very disheartened by things. Anyway, we won't need to go into that, but I feel like this song just reminds me that I am beautiful and I am loved and I am a masterpiece in my own way. And you know, I think there's something about artists where it doesn't matter, I mean, you'd hope, it doesn't matter whether they've painted the Sistine Chapels, the Mona Lisa, or they've scribbled something on a napkin. Actually, it's every creation is, you know, equally as valuable to them. Or how a, you know, parent still loves their kids' paintings because it's the kid that made it. And I don't think that the kind of exactly those metaphors quite work, but it doesn't matter what you are, who you are, because actually you were created by love, through love, intentionally, with love, by God. So you are a masterpiece in your own way. And actually, I have to say, it reminds me of the bit in The Shack, the movie, if anyone's watched it. I haven't read the book yet. I think I've got it. Yes, I can see it down there. I need to read it, but I watched the film once, twice even, I think. No, once. I've watched the film once. It made me cry. It was moving. But it's the bit when God says, and I am especially fond of you. And then like later on it says, I am especially fond of them. And she's referring to kind of various different people of saying, I'm especially fond of them. And it's just, you know, God doesn't have favourites in us. And he is especially, he is especially fond of each and every one of us, in the same that his artwork, his masterpieces, he is especially fond of each and every one of us. And we are our own art in our own way. So yes, but it's just a good, it's a good kind of dancey song again, and I really like it, really love it. And it just makes me, I've written dance song, makes me happy. So that's that. So I hope that has been an interesting kind of listen to some of my favourite songs at the moment. Any new to you? Have you heard of any before? Will you be listening on repeat to any of them like I am right now? Do let me know if you haven't danced to any. As I said, I will put the link to my Spotify playlist down below. So if you're on Spotify, do follow it along because it will change. But thank you ever so much for joining me. If you are new here, please do subscribe. It does help. If you are here with me to the end, can I just ask if you could like the video? That as well does help in just letting me know if I'm going in the right direction with some of these videos. But I hope and pray everyone is doing well, and I will see you all soon. Bye.